in the Bavarian countryside. March 31st, 1922. A lonely farm called Hinterkaifeck stood in silence, surrounded by fields and a dark forest, far from the town, far from neighbors, a place where no one could hear the screams. That night, it became a house of death. Inside the lonely farmhouse lived the Gruber family. Andreas, the father, Cecilia, his wife, their daughter Victoria, her little girl, Cecilia, and the youngest, Joseph. With them was the new maid Maria. 7 souls, soon to be silenced. They soon began to notice strange signs around the farm. On the soft earth near the barn, a trail of footprints appeared, leading straight toward the farmhouse. But when they searched the property, no tracks were found leaving it. It was as if someone had walked in and never walked out. Inside, they discovered something unsettling. One of the keys to the house had gone missing, a key that no one in the family could explain. Doors creaked open in the night, and yet no intruder was ever seen. And then, there was the attic. At night, faint sounds echoed from above. The dragging of footsteps across the wooden floorboards, a quiet knock, and sometimes whispers carried through the beams. The family began to wonder, was someone living in the shadows of their home, watching them as they slept? On that cold March night, death came quietly to Hinterkaifeck. The killer waited in the shadows of the barn. One by one, the family stepped inside, perhaps lured by a noise or a cry for help. And there, in the darkness, each was struck down with a mattock. Andreas, the father, was the first to fall. Then his wife, Cecilia, followed by their daughter Victoria, and young Cecilia, only 7 years old. Each blow echoed in the night, muffled only by the straw beneath their bodies. Inside the farmhouse, the horror continued. The youngest child, Joseph, and the new maid, Maria, met the same cruel fate. The killer showed no mercy, erasing 7 lives in a single night. The screams faded into silence. Only the blood remained, staining the straw, the walls, and the very soul of the house. From that night forward, Hinterkaifeck would forever be remembered as a house of death. Days passed in silence. No one had seen the Gruber family. The neighbors grew uneasy, and so they went to the farmhouse. At the doorway, they stepped inside, and what they found froze their blood. The silence was heavier than any scream. Hinterkaifeck had become a tomb. When the police arrived, they were met with silence and a house full of questions. Detectives searched the barn and the farmhouse looking for clues. Reports were written, maps were drawn, but no answers came. No suspect was ever found, and the mystery of Hinterkaifeck only grew darker. In the years that followed, theories spread across Bavaria. Some believed it was a vengeful neighbor. Others whispered of soldiers lost after the war. One theory spoke of a stranger hiding in the attic, watching the family for days before the murders. Another claimed the killer was someone they knew, a face they trusted. But the truth was never found, and every theory only deepened the mystery of Hinterkaifeck. Hinterkaifeck was abandoned, the farmhouse left to rot in silence. Its walls crumbled, its rooms swallowed by time. All that remained was the memory of 7 lost souls, and a mystery that would never die. Even today, the road to Hinterkaifeck is covered in fog, leading only into darkness.